Hey there guys, Aaron C coming at you again today with another lesson. So today I want to talk 60s soul. Okay, well this is a favorite genre of mine and hopefully y'all's tuning in based on the title. It is a favorite genre of y'all's. Okay, well with that being said, let's get to work. So obviously I'll be doing this on my telly. I'm going to be in the lead pickup position for that little brighter tone. Okay, what are some things that we need and must have as far as playing goes? Well, obviously we're going to have to do our bar chords. So if we go to the F shape here, we have the F minor. So those are what I refer to as the E type because the root note is on the 6th string, which is your E string. Okay, the A type, which is your B flat minor, and that moves up the neck as well. I refer to those as your A type because they're on the A. Root is on the A string, which is your 5th string. Now, also going back to those, we have our dominant 7ths for the A type as well. Okay, so those are just your basics. Okay, it's going to be very similar if you've seen my Motown videos. A lot of heavy backbeats. Backbeats are when we're at 4/4, they're 2 and 4. Emphasis on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now in the soul era, we always have a lot of ballads too. Ballads have a tendency to be in 6/8 timing. Okay, what is that? 6 beats to a measure, 8th note gets 1 beat. So without going too far into music theory, so a lot of your ballads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we'll hear that if it's when something is wrong with my baby, dark into the street. Okay, those are just a couple of examples, okay, that we're going to hear. Change is going to come. If you're into Otis Redding, we're going to hear I've Got Dreams to Remember. The list can go on and on. There's no shortage of 6/8, 60 soul ballads. With that being said, so I want to go into some technique issues with that, or not their issues, but technique things. Let me reword that, okay? So if you hear me, I'm doing the palm muting with the bar chord. I'm doing that on 6-string bar chords where your root is on the E string, okay? Okay, once again, I'm on my telly with the lead pickup position, everything wide open on the tone, okay? Now, whenever you're doing palm muting, and I refer to this in many of my other videos, I use the heel of my hand over where the strings go over the bridge. Now, this can vary from guitar to guitar because if you got, for example, an arch top and you got a floating bridge, that's going to be a little more challenging, so you're going to have to learn whatever that sweet spot is for that particular guitar. Okay? Okay, so that is basically the way to remember that. And I always tell you like this. If you hear too much, you're doing it wrong, and if you don't hear enough, you're doing it wrong, okay? It's not a kill it altogether, okay? So, and another thing is these F shapes, okay, are really great. You know, so for example, if we're doing something like Try Me by James Brown, okay, that's just one example, and I will only love for James Brown and all of the great songs that he gave us over the years. If we're doing something like It's a Man's World, okay, now that's going to be a little different because it's just straight 6/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Straight bar chords, okay, stuff like that. I am going to throw in another little James Brown freebie here for you. So is this 7th chord shape, okay? And all I'm doing is I'm taking this D7 chord, and you can even just play it as a 3-string chord. Now, if you're moving that, you've got to keep just the fretted notes. Don't be playing any open strings. And I'm going to this C7 where I bar strings 2, 3, and 4 in the 5th fret, and my 3rd finger is in the 6th fret of the 1st string. Of this strum is everything. It's a very percussive strum, and now you will hear a lot of pulsing with the left hand, and it feels like if you're listening to some Catfish is playing, okay, Catfish would always do just a lot of, you know, so you might hear just string muting for a whole measure or more, knowing him. I mean, but only love for Catfish. So, that guy was great. A lot of your ballads going back to guys like Steve the Colonel Cropper, a lot more of the stack stuff is going to be muting. Oh, so I play the right note there. Okay, things like that. Okay, so those are just some of your basic pointers there as far as fast rhythms, slow ballads. Basic blues scales are going to be your leads, not as much on the screaming bend, but just your basic bends and hammer-ons and stuff like that with major and minor pentatonics. I don't hear as much modal things, and it doesn't hurt. You're not limited just to the basic major and minor pentatonic stuff. There's nothing wrong with having some modes. If you're gonna go modal with this stuff, the Dorian, which is going to be the second off of the major scale. So your D Dorian, it'll be a good starting point. It's D to D with no sharps or flats. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Okay, and then you're gonna go E, F, G, A, B, C. Now, a lot of times when I'm trying to get that Dorian working is I'm going, I'll do this little... Okay, so that's something you can do with that. The Mixolydian is just basically a major scale with a flatted seventh. So if you're in the key of G, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, that's your flatted seventh, and there's your back to G, so you get that. You'll hear that a lot in jazz as well. But as far as the 60 soul, those are a couple modes. If you're going to color outside the lines a little bit, they're not going to sound too jazzy, but kind of give it a little different flair there. So anyways, as far as gear goes, now if you're looking to get authentic, in this day and age, tubes were pretty much predominant. So you're going to see a lot of Fender, a lot of twin reverbs, things like that. Hear a lot of single coil pickups because of the day that it was. That was pretty much a Gibson and Fender day, unless it was, maybe a custom-made guitar. So, but, a lot of standard single coils or even your standard humbuckers and even some P90 pickups. Sorry, sound guys, if you're listening out there, I know they're a little noisy and squeal. Okay, a lot of tube amps, stuff like that, some reverbs. Let's see, getting into the 60s, you're going to get away from plate reverb. It was more of a 50s thing, so a little more spring reverb. Things like that. So anyways, so those are just some pointers to go to. Well, guys, as always, I always appreciate you stopping by. Always love it when you come by and hang out with me, so feel free to stop in anytime. I look forward to seeing you again soon. If you have any questions, just feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Guys, as always, it's been real. Take care.